Всем привет! Меня зовут Wally и добро пожаловать снова на мой канал. So today we are really swinging for the fences and investigating a competition that I've received many requests about, and I've actually been infinitely curious about myself for many years. The all-around at the 2004 Olympics in Athens. I have wondered for almost 20 years about the results of this meet, but it's only recently that I felt comfortable enough in my knowledge of the code of points to have a go at it. So that's what we're going to do. I have immersed myself into the 2001 code of points in preparation for this. I must give a huge thanks off the top to the gracious and patient gym decoder. He has been beyond helpful, and I don't think that I could have made this video without him. He provided the document showing the start values that we're going to use. Also, I think everybody knows that the asymmetrical bars are not my friend. I'm not exactly a pro at analyzing the skills, so he has been a big help regarding that. When it comes to evaluating this meet, I will be using the start values in the good faith that they were determined correctly. For the most part, it appears that that was the case, and it's a lot easier to just deal with deductions than having to deal with recalculating start values on top of that as well. I will link to both the code of points and the start values, just in case anyone at home wants to play along as well. So off the top, there are a couple of crucial points from this code that I would like to mention, and that is the way that deductions were handled when it came to gymnastic and acrobatic elements on beam and floor, as well as handstand skills on bars. For twisting gymnastic and acrobatic elements, anything up to 90 degrees short was credited by the A panel and given full credit. If the skill was less than 45 degrees under rotated, which is equivalent to 1/8 of a turn, the deduction was 0.05 to 0.10. Any under rotation greater than 45 degrees was supposed to be deducted at 0.20. When it came to casts and skills requiring a finish in handstand on bars, gymnasts were allowed to be short up to 10 degrees without penalty. If they were between 10 and 30 degrees short, it was a 0.05 to 0.10 deduction, and anything greater than 30 degrees was again a mandatory 0.20 deduction. Now, as for the other deductions, we will obviously go over them as they arise, but I really wanted to point out these technical directives, as they were called, because they have a lot to do with the scoring that we'll be doing today. We are going to take a look at all 4 routines from the top 4 gymnasts in the all-around in Olympic order. Here were their actual scores from the meet along with the start values credited. Patterson, Khorkina, and Zhang all started out of a 39.7 across the board, whereas Pavlova's 9.7 start value on bars gave her a 2/10 deficit, so she started out of a maximum 39.5. I've also gone over the routines twice now, just to make sure I'm being as thorough and accurate as possible, or as much as I can be considering the shoddy video that exists of this meet online. I may have missed some deductions in 360p, so I apologize for that in advance. We're going to discuss the athletes in descending order of placement. So first up is our Olympic gold medalist, the effervescent Carly Patterson, originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
And still wondering if there's lingering disappointment of the American women not taking the gold in the team. We'll see how she starts out tonight.
Carly vaults double twisting Yurchenko, which had a 9.8 start value. So for this vault, I've taken 0.10 for insufficient dynamics, 0.20 for deviation from a straight direction by landing both feet outside the mark zone. That was basically a neutral deduction. 0.10 for failure to maintain a stretched body as she kind of piked down on the landing. And then 0.10 for a body posture fault. Again, she landed with her chest a little bit down. So when we add that up, that is 0.50 in deductions. So that makes her final score out of a 9.8 start value, a 9.30. And let's move over to bars.
And Carly can score very well on uneven bars. However, she tends to have a little bit of trouble. She had some trouble during the team final competition.
So right there, I deducted 0.05 for being more than 10 degrees past vertical on that toe on full.
Highest score so far in this competition.
2 events coming up next. Right here.
I deducted 0.05 for being between 10 and 30 degrees short on that Dawes, that giant 1.5. And then I deducted 0.05 for the leg separation on the giant swing before the Tkachev.
Getting that half pirouette, that's where she usually has trouble. So far, this is a very nice routine for Carly.
And then I deducted another 0.05 for a small landing adjustment on her full twisting double back dismount. So when we add up all of those deductions, we get 0.25 out of a 9.9 start value, making her final score 9.65. Now moving on to beam. Let's hope I can do this in real time without having to pause. There are not a lot of deductions in this routine.
So tiny. It really is the test of nerve for everybody.
It's 0.05 for
First element,
a small body posture fault on the Arabian.
into front somersault. Now the same with
So
the
front
next
aerial,
movement.
back handspring, layout, step out, beautiful.
Now she's a very powerful gymnast. Somersault, a very high indeed. See that front somersault, she's standing up.
Okay, I deducted 0.10 for the shape. In the code, that skill is specified and it's a mandatory 0.1 deduction for only getting her feet up to her upper shoulder or back on that sheep jump. Basically, she does not have her head back far enough and her feet up high enough. I love the way Carly works beam. She is so light on her feet. Full turn.
Just covered the little wobble out of the full spin very well.
Switch leap. Back tuck.
Here is change leg split sleep into a tuck back somersault.
Beautiful height on the back tuck. And all that's left is her dismount,
So far, but this is a
which
very big dismount. Just
is
watch
named
it.
after her. Round off back handspring, double Arabian.
And she makes it
She sticks it cold. And I deducted 0.05 for leg separation on the double Arabian. So if we add up our beam deductions, we're at 0.25 out of a 10.0 start value, means her final score is 9.75. And now on the floor.
She's just 4 tumbling passes away from possible gold.
So I deducted 0.10 for extra step on that tuck jump double. Half in, half out, that hop was controlled. A controlled hopper lunge was allowed without deduction. On her double Arabian, I deducted 0.05 for the leg separation. Switch leap into a turgite full. I deducted 0.10 for that skill being between 45 and 90 degrees short. Two and a half twist front layout. Again, I thought that hop was controlled, so I did not deduct. Cat double, cat 1.5, very popular combination. Double pike. That hop I felt was a little bit uncontrolled, so I deducted 0.05 for slight hop on double pike. So our deductions on floor total 0.30 out of a 10.0 start value, meaning her score is 9.7. So if we add up all of Carly's scores, I have her all around at 38.40. So now we're moving on to our silver medalist, Svetlana Vasilyevna Khorkina.
And first up on the vault, Svetlana Khorkina.
This vault is named for her.
Where she finishes.
It's a round off half on, tuck 1.5 off.
And that is the way to start this competition, if you'll remember.
And the deductions that I took, 0.05 for knees bent on first flight phase or pre-flight, 0.10 for the body posture fault, she landed low, 0.05 for the legs being separated during the second flight phase, and 0.10 for slight adjustment of feet on landing. So my deductions total 0.3 out of a 9.9 start value, making her score 9.60. And now we move over to uneven bars. Beautiful, watch this. Zichna. So on the stalled or full, I deducted 0.05 for hesitation during that handstand on the stalled or full. I deducted 0.10 for being 10 to 30 degrees short on that Kim pirouette. And then on the full out, I deducted 0.20 for extra steps on the landing. So I have 0.35 in deductions out of a 10.0 start value, makes her final score 9.65.
Comes the leader after the first two apparatus, Svetlana Khorkina.
So next up is the precarious beam
And this could
layout
be
step out
Svetlana
mount.
Khorkina. This has been her lowest scoring event.
Now watch this. Back handspring layout step out into Rolfova. I deducted 0.05 for being 0 to 45 degrees short on the Rolfova.
This skill right here, front aerial.
I deducted 0.05 for insufficient height on the front aerial. So switch leap to tuck jump full. I deducted 0.20 for additional trunk movements to maintain balance on the landing, as well as 0.05 on that full turn for the same thing, additional trunk movements to maintain balance.
Absolutely. Well, if they don't have to take a full 10.
And this skill right here, the jeté,
There really needs to be 100.
I deducted 0.20 for insufficient split on the jeté. If you are short of 180, it's a mandatory 2/10 deduction.
80-degree split. We're going to need to watch and see what they do with her start value.
So Kochakova. And I definitely had the biggest discrepancy between the actual judging on beam when it came to Khorkina. So gainer 2.5 twist dismount. I deducted 0.10 for slight hop on gainer 2.5 twist dismount. So I have 0.65 in deductions out of a 9.9 start value, makes her score 9.25.
Al, she needs to be great here because Carly
Moving on to floor.
bringing a big number here and being just a little bit behind, she's got to be nearly flawless.
2.5 twist tuck front full. I deducted 0.10 for extra step. Here she does jeté full into a tuck jump double. I deducted 0.20 for greater than 45 degrees short on the tuck jump double. She did not get credit for that triple turn, but I did not take anything for it on the B panel. Whip triple twist. I deducted 0.10 for being 0 to 45 degrees short on that. I just love this routine. It was such a fitting farewell. Just such an icon. Double pike, I just deducted 0.05 for slight body posture fault on that. Oh, j'adore. So our deductions on floor, we have 0.45 out of a 9.9 start value, makes her score 9.45. So when we add up all of Khorkina's scores, I have her all around at 37.95. Next up is Zhang Nan, the bronze medalist from China. And Zhang vaults a Yurchenko 1.5, 9.7 start value. I deducted 0.10 for poor technique on repulsion. She kind of wraps that vault around. It's not really how it's supposed to be performed. I deducted 0.10 for knees bent in second flight phase as she prepares to land. 0.10 for the step on the landing, and then 0.10 for insufficient dynamics. So I have 4/10 in deductions out of a 9.7 start value, means I have her vault at 9.3. Moving on to bars now.
Is next on the uneven parallel bars, her specialty, but she has certainly had some problems at unbelievable times.
Okay.
Has several moves named on her behalf.
So here on that B spin, I deducted 0.2 for being greater than 30 degrees past handstand.
This bar routine
0.05 for the leg separation on the pack salto.
into a very difficult event for her balance beam.
0.05 for being more, 10 degrees or greater short on that cast to handstand. 0.10 for being short, 10 to 30 degrees short on that L grip giant full.
Able to keep their shoulders so open. Very
0.05 for being short on that cast to handstand. And then 0.10 for the step on the double pike. So I have 0.55 in deductions out of a 10.0 start value, means I have her score at 9.45. And now moving over to balance beam.
Zhang Nan now up, ready to mount on the balance beam.
She also has the same mount as Khorkina, that layout step out mount.
had a lot of trouble earlier this week.
Punch front. Sheep jump.
Well, sheep jump.
I deducted
Bit of trouble there.
0.10 for additional trunk movement to maintain balance. Of course, she loses the connection for not connecting to the Pavlova, but that did not affect her start value. I have a concentration pause before that switch sleep to tuck jump full. Anything greater than 2 seconds, you can take 1/10 of a point, and she does that a few times. Full turn into a nice little scale. Again, right here, concentration pause before this front aerial, back handspring layout step out.
Zhangnan
That was
really
another
had
10th that I took.
tonight. She does not look as flustered as she did in the earlier
And
competitions.
again, here, more than 2 seconds before the switch ring.
So far, not a good
So that's another 0.10 I took for concentration pause. Dismount, round off, tuck double back, beautiful form. And I took 0.10 for extra step on tuck double back dismount. So I have 0.50 in deductions out of a 10.0 start value, means her score is 9.50.
Seems to build the scores. You kind of know what you need, and I
And
was never
now
one to really
on
watch
to
the scores, but
floor.
Carly Patterson is. She likes to know exactly what she needs to win.
She'll know after we see Svetlana Khorkina. That would be my thought.
So took 0.05 for slight
opening
body
pass for
posture
Zhang
fault.
Nan.
She lands low on that full end, just a little bit.
Once again, the bronze medalist in the 2003
2.5
World
twist front
Championships,
layout.
But it has been a disastrous Olympics
I
so
did not
far
deduct for that.
for the men and women from China.
Her cat double,
Zhangnan
I
can
deducted
do right now
0.05 for
the
being
best
between
for
0
her
and
team.
45 degrees
She
short
can,
on it.
And then Hope that someone else falters.
Double turn into tuck jump double. No deductions. Again, I could have taken another concentration pause, but I didn't. Triple full, I deducted
Little trouble on that landing, but she moves
1-0
right out of
for
it.
being 0 to 45 degrees short on the triple twist, and 0.20 for a very large step on the triple twist.
Beautiful triple turn.
Dismount, pike double back.
And that is the best routine I have seen.
Good landing.
Zhangnan
I thought it was
so
right on
far
the
at these Olympic
cusp
Games.
of being too low, but I didn't deduct.
Beautiful way to finish for Zhang Nan.
So my deductions, I have 0.40 out of a 10-0 start value, meaning her score I have at 9.60. And when you add up her all around, I have Zhang Nan at 37.85, meaning I have her 1/10 behind Svetlana Khorkina. So now we get to the 4th place finisher, Annapavlova, our titular robbed goddess for this video, and in all honesty, the reason I've made this, she's the reason so many people wanted me to take a look at this competition. It just never felt like to me, and obviously to a lot of people, that she should have finished off the podium. So let's take a look at her routines. So starting on vault, Anna does a double twisting Yurchenko. It's valued out of a 9.8.
You take a double twist, small step on the landing.
Good power on that vault. So I deducted 0.05 for knees bent during second flight phase, 0.05 for cross legs during second flight phase, 0.05 for body posture fault as she landed a little bit low with her chest down, and then 0.20 for extra steps on the landing. So I have 0.35 in deductions out of a 9.8 start value, meaning I have her vault at 9.45. So Annapavlova now on bars. Most people will say this is the reason she did not end up on the podium, due to her low start value. So I have 0.10 for being greater than 10 degrees short on her toe on full, 0.05 for that hand adjustment, adjusted grip position. Right there on the L giant full, I took 0.20 for being past greater than 30 degrees past handstand, and then 0.05 for being greater than 10 degrees short on the chem, which is a 1.5 ending in mixed L grip. Double layout, stuck landing, no deduction. So for Anna's deductions on bars, I have 4/10. She starts out of a 9.7, so I have her at 9.3 on bars. Now moving over to beam. This is a master class. Just sit back and enjoy it. Front aerial, side summy into a Kolesnikova. Stunning.
Amazing control. Flipping from her feet and her hands across the beam. And now to show she can perform it along the beam.
Kochetkova, back handspring, layout, step out. Beautiful.
Superb series.
Beautiful. Switch leap to staggering jump.
Right up to the head on that second jump.
There's her Rolfova. I deducted 0.10 for being between 0 and 45 degrees short on it.
Has good rhythm, keeps moving. Looks as though she can do all this work reasonably
Anodi, beautiful.
beautifully.
Gorgeous rhythm, gorgeous posture, gorgeous carriage. The best of the meet, best of the competition, best of my life. Round off triple twist.
Triple twist just not.
So on that dismount, I took 0.10 for being between 0 and 45 degrees short on it, 0.05 for slight body posture faults on landing. Her chest was a little bit down, and then 0.05 for slight adjustment of feet on landing. I have 3/10 in deductions out of a 10 start value, means I have her at 9.7 on beam.
Here
And
for the
now,
all-around title, women's gymnastics,
the final routine of the four
on the floor exercise.
Annapavlova on floor
Svetlana
exercise.
Khorkina is currently leading again Daniela Sofroni. This is Paul Sunderland, joined by Shannon Miller. Thanks again for joining us on NBC HD coverage.
And this is
the
also
28th Olympiad
a
in
masterpiece of a
Athens.
routine. Like, which,
Pavlova
like
was
that's
third
just so
after 2 rotations.
beautiful. Full twisting double back.
Twisting double back to open, sticking that
0.05
landing. She's not
for
gonna
chest
give
down,
any tenths away.
slight body posture fault.
Pavlova qualified in 7th position.
Whip triple full. I took
mother, Natalia,
0.05
is
for
also
cross
her coach.
legs.
And so far, these girls tonight have done a much better job staying in bounds. We watched so many
There's
go
a
out of bounds
Turgite
during
full. I
pace
took
round.
2/10 for being
Annapavlova is
between
not doing
45
that
and 90
tonight.
degrees short on it. Love the kick. Took 0.05 for being 10 and 30 degrees short on the triple turn.
Third of 4 tumbling passes.
Gorgeous
Beautiful
2.5 twist front layout step
Adds a
out.
little bit of style to her tumbling pass.
Pavlova had a beautiful beam routine, scored a 9.650. Carly Patterson, that round of applause, just concluded a brilliant pass on the balance beam. We'll get that score for you as soon as it's available.
Double pike dismount. Again, I took
Pavlova having a very
0.05
clean
for
routine.
chest down, slight body posture fault on the landing. But such a beautiful routine. I love
The
it
Russian
so
women,
much.
led by Annapavlova.
So I have 4/10 of deductions for Pavlova on floor. Out of a 10 start value means I have her at 9.6. So for those of you who are good at math, you can add up her all around and see I have Annapavlova at 38.05, which means I have her second behind Carly Patterson. It's interesting because the way this meet was scored is there was a pretty significant gap between second and third, between Khorkina and Zhang, but I actually have second and fourth all relatively close between 2/10. I have Pavlova at 38.05, Khorkina at 37.95, and then Zhang at 37.85. So my podium would have been Carly Patterson first, Annapavlova with the silver, and Svetlana Khorkina with the bronze. I said it before in my video that I made about Annapavlova's floor exercise from 2008 Olympics. It is beyond tragic that she has but one world and Olympic individual medal. She won the bronze on vault here in Athens. She deserves so much more, and I honestly believe that she was robbed here. She should have been on the podium, if not second, then third. I thought she was better than both Khorkina and Zhang. And it's not that surprising to see that I don't have her fourth. I would love to hear what you guys think. For anybody who wanted to play along at home, let me know what you got. What deductions did you have? What were your final results? I would love to hear it, love to see it. Please write it down in the comment box down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please hit that thumbs up if you liked it. I will see all you guys in my next one. Do skórova. Take care. Bye, loves.